So welcome everybody to the Your Desired Success Foundation Mastermind, focused around paying it forward with the golden rule, which is do unto others as you would have done unto you. Now, Napoleon Hill, the author of the famous book of success, Think and Grow Rich, when he was speaking around the power of the mastermind in chapter 10, he actually said, it is the principle through which you may borrow and use the education, the experience, the influence, and perhaps even the capital of other people in carrying out your own plans in life. It is the principle through which you can accomplish more in 1 year than you could accomplish without it in a lifetime if you depended entirely on your own efforts for success. So just think about the power of what we're doing right here and now together, choosing to come here and be a part of this. So we've all got our numbers, and if you'd like to start us off going through the principles, Veronica.
Purpose of the mastermind is to share our value and connect with like-minded people in order to create wealth in all areas of our lives.
We are here to inspire and challenge each other to reach and exceed goals.
Each member is committed to their own success, as well as the success of every member of the group.
We are committed to meeting in person or virtually for 1 hour every week.
We are present. There are no multitasking or distractions during meetings.
We are collaborative. We listen without interrupting, lecturing, or judging.
We celebrate each other's successes without jealousy.
We are honest and participate by giving soulful feedback.
We are open and listen to different perspectives without being defensive or offering excuses.
Jules?
Oh, sorry. No, I'm number 11.
Weren't we at 10?
No.
Who's after Ryan? Yeah, I think you were after Ryan, Jules.
I'm number 9.
Oh, who's 10? Lisa muted. I can't see.
That would do it then. I read it out. I can't see you guys. I'm on my phone, so I can't see. When you share screen, I can't see anything else. So, yeah, sorry. So, we trust fellow members enough to share fully. Again.
We are focused, but we also think it's important to have fun during meetings.
We are really unauthentic. This is a no BS zone.
We allow ourselves to become completely aligned with each other and the high forces, one mind, one soul, one love.
Beautiful. Thanks for setting the foundation of the call there, everybody. It is definitely a valuable part of what we do here in the group.
Martin, just quickly, where are you live streaming?
Well, I'm just going to check that now because for some reason it's
not showing up in it came up as live streaming, but it's not showing up in the group.
No, it's Facebook must have done something because it's not even giving me the option to share it.
Bloody Facebook.
That's Facebook.
Oh, here we go. You have to now click on overview for it to come up with your options. So I tell you what, whoever's there needs to check up from the neck up. So, right, okay, now we'll crack on. We'll crack on with desire. So, out of curiosity, what we did in regards to this call was we set a foundation of getting clear on your desire. Now, the one thing that I'd encourage you to be aware of here is we explain this in Noble Gorman as the lighthouse effect. The lighthouse is there to give you a level of direction. So your desire is what it is for you. There's no judgment as to how good it is by anybody else standard. It's what it is for you. But I also always encourage people to step up a level. Okay, so because there's no reward in knowing when you're going to achieve something that's super simple. Maybe you've done it before. The challenge is to do something that you've maybe never done before and know that you're surrounded by a community. Now, the important point of this is, and one of the things I'll be doing today is I'll be sharing exactly what I've created as my desire and my plan, as well as what I'm going to be reading day in the morning and at the night. And what Napoleon says in the chapters is, be careful who you share your desires with. Be careful who you share your plans with. Make sure the people who you're sharing them with are also people who are in your corner supporting you. So what is often found is that the people like on this call right now, you may find that you build incredible relationships with people on this call that you never maybe physically meet for a period of time, more so than family members or close friends. Has anybody experienced that? Okay, sometimes your family members and close friends aren't the ones who really are in your corner flying your flag. It's the people you meet along your journey. So our focus here is to say, and I'm going to set that foundation of, I am 100% confident in sharing what my desire with you all, because I believe and I have faith, chapter 2, I have faith, or chapter 3, the second riches, that you all are in my corner to help me succeed. It's not that I'm any better than you, not that I'm any better than anybody else. It's the focus is to be better than self. Okay, that's all that the focus is. That's why it's a desire for self. So with that in mind, is there anything anybody wants to share before we dive into anything deeper? Nope.
Very true. Very true.
Hello, Joanna.
I was just
Wonderful.
wanted to say hello, and I'm sorry that I'm late.
That's okay.
Lovely to see you all.
In my past life as a personal trainer, I would have given you burpees, but I'm not going to do it this time. So I've moved on. So
fire up. Not worries. Come on.
So here, this chapter 2, the starting point of all achievement. This is the desire. Now, in this chapter, Napoleon says about the importance of setting it. When you move on to chapters 2 and 3 and 4, there is a constant message of, if you've not created your desire, go back and start there. Now, I'm going to hold my hand up and say, I didn't do my desire. I kept reading it through because my angle was I wanted to see and learn the information. Somebody said to me, read the book through first and then go back. Okay, that's what I was told. And I was speaking to Eva and Julie earlier on and say, but the thing I've always done is read a chapter or read a few pages and then looked at implementing that. So I was being torn. So I decided to actually do this properly the way that it was saying. It says here, consuming obsession of his life, a burning desire. This was around Thomas Edison. So at 10,000 failures, and I'm using it as that, 10,000 failures, Thomas Edison had a desire to create the incandescent light bulb. He achieved it, but he kept going. His desire was so strong, he kept going. So what I want to make sure everybody's clear today is that we're going to work with you to help you create your desire. If you don't know what it is, maybe you don't want to know what it is right now, and that's fine if that's where you're at. But we're also here to support you afterwards. The idea of what we're creating here is a stepping stone for something greater. Over the next 24 weeks, we are going to meet every single week, and we're going to make sure that every single person is on their way. If they're challenged, if they're struggling, we're going to find out ways to make sure that we can get around those barriers and over those hurdles that are challenging you. Okay, so that's the intention of what we're doing here. With that in mind, who here has created, who has gone through those, at least those first 4 steps to create their desire and explain what they're going to give in order to receive it? Who has done that? Show of hands. Fantastic, good work. Okay, now then, who here would like to share? Yes, right. Ryan, Trudy, and then Lisa.
Is Ryan going or is he muted?
Yes, I'm going. Okay, so my goal is to get to Australia, which is ironically why I'm in a group filled with Australians and others. So my plan is I will save $40,000 by October 24th, 2022, prior to moving to Australia. I will give my time, energy, and effort to accomplish this goal by sticking to a budget, working a side job, and saving aggressively.
Nice work, mate. Great share. Thank you. Trudy.
Okay. I'm just really grateful for this, and because I'm in a really bad place at the moment myself. And so my desire is to receive $5,000 a month income from sources of supply through network marketing platforms. And by doing that, I'm showing others how I am doing it to encourage them to do it. By December 2021, I'd like to receive the monthly income, and then to grow a team of others wanting to learn and connecting with like-minded people, and joining the Vault.
Good work. Good work, Trudy. And just with that, Trudy, with what you said there around in a bit of a bad place right now, just if you need the support, please know that it's in the community and you can reach out. Okay. Lisa?
Cool. All right. Well, I took my 12 months project, but I changed the date. So I put it for 12 months, but I've adapted it to the 6 months. So 12-month financial project is 144,000 by the 10th of July next year, and that will equate to 44,000 by 31st of December this year. In exchange for those, I will host 3 to 4 weekly sessions in the Vault. I will host 2 weekly business masterminds for my success partners. I will co-host 2 weekly masterminds for team leaders, and I will co-host 2 weekly masterminds for free members. I will run 2 TIR group programs, although for the 6 months, it'll probably just be 1, with a discount for NG members. I will run 2 to 3 one-on-one coaching packages a month. I will continue to support the NG community and support the YDS community. I intend to possess the 144 by 10th of the 7th, 22nd of July, and then the 44,000 by 31st of December this year. Step 4, my definite plan is in 30-day segments as per Russ's project. So the first thing is to create the first 30-day plan is to create a marketing plan to refine my success partner criteria, the people who I want to work with as my success partners. These are my elite, and my daily action options. And the options are I choose 1, 2, or 3 or more of these to do every day. So 30 minutes refining automated systems, 30 minutes on program creation, 30 minutes on connecting, 30 minutes on follow-ups, 30 minutes on social media posts.
Take a bow, Lisa Bowen. Sorry, Eva, you muted there. Sorry, you muted, Eva. I'll ask to unmute you. You're muted.
Oh, I see. No, I heard Lisa.
Yeah. I just saw you saying something, so I just wanted to make sure you were heard.
No.
I
was very impressed by the very detailed plan. Yeah.
I have to say it helped having done Russ's program, because he's got a very clear outline. So when I did this is why I was able to do it so quickly, Martin, because I just went back to my program, which has been sitting, as you know, things have changed over the last 3 months. So things have been sitting, and now it's time to get back in. So this for me was perfect. I just went back to my project, my 1-year project, and I've just adapted it to do the 6-month one. So, but it really is, it's got everything you need to tighten it in to make it exactly what it is you need to do. So.
Thanks, Lisa. One of the great things that I has anybody here heard of Wayne Dyer? Just a show of hands.
Yes.
So in Wayne Dyer's talks, he often shared that he heard his teacher or the headmaster call him a scurvy elephant. Well, when he was explaining it to his mum, he said the teacher called me a scurvy elephant, and then his mum went to school and said we didn't call him a scurvy element, we called him a disturbing element. Well, what I found quite funny here is that Lisa shared her 12-month goal, but we were actually only sharing our 5-month desire for the end of the year, Lisa. So Lisa,
well, I did adapt it. I said I gave you two goals. So one is my 12-month goal, and my 5-month goal is part of my 12-month goal.
Yeah, that's I know. I just
I don't mind being a scurvy elephant.
So you're the scurvy elephant, absolutely. So what I want to touch on here, thanks to Lisa's, just really, I believe Lisa's helped people see the importance of getting specific, defining the desire, looking at Ever and Julie and I had a conversation today around it's in particular, and please understand, even though Napoleon in this example uses money as an example, as a desire, and we can't deny it, we need money. Like we live in a world that requires money, but money's just an energy, it's just a form, and it's wanting to come in, but it can only come in if it knows where it's going to be used effectively. So this is the key. Where is it going to be used effectively? So when we're clear on what we want based on where it's going to go, we're able to open the door for it to come in, because the energy can flow. Now, it's not a case of, and I'll hold my hand up here and I'll tell you now that I've had money and I've lost money pretty quick, and I've looked around and gone, there are very few things around me that are of any value to me, because I just spent it, I just wasted it. So this is why it's so important to be clear on your desire and know where you want to invest that money into your desire, your growth, what you want to do, how you want to contribute to the world. So Lisa's really helped set that level of what we'll be discussing in the following call, because to get to that level of specifics. I was struggling there. I was like Arkwright there for a moment. So trying to get that out, to get to that specific level takes a lot of time. It takes coaching and working through. Okay. But for now, the core is to get clear on that desire, and then start going through and looking, well, what am I going to give for that? Lisa went through the numbers in such great fine detail, how many masterclasses and masterminds she's going to facilitate, how many members she needs in her programs, how many programs she's going to facilitate. It's a whole other level, but I encourage you to be empowered and inspired by that, because that's where we need to get to. If we're really serious about it, that's where we need to get to. So is there anybody else who wanted to share? Because I just saw 3 hands go. Yes, Susanna. You're on mute, Susanna.
I want to build a bridge to the German community from Noble Goldman. Yep. And a great bridge. And yes, and build my own business and get $3,000 till regular monthly till April 22.
Okay, good. Good.
And learning this on the way.
Fantastic. So in the book, I'm just going to touch on that, and thanks for sharing this, Susanna. I'm just going to touch on this because everything, whether you're reading this version, so this is Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich unedited version. So I only recommend the unedited version because it incorporates the vibration, the frequency, the energy. Or if you're reading Sharon Lecter's version, which is what Veronica's showing there, Think and Grow Rich for Women. That's oh, look at all these books shining up. I've got it somewhere. That's got it in the bag. So it's that one's more up to date, and it's more relative to the world that in a way we're living in, and it's not very much a man's world based on what Napoleon's was, bearing in mind it was written in 1937 and published in 1937. So what Napoleon said here, and this is where I'd really encourage you to go back and have a look at this as you're working through. So fix in your mind, and remember this is based on money, fix in your mind the exact amount of money you desire. It is not sufficient merely to say, I want plenty of money, but be definite as to the amount. There is a psychological reason for definiteness, which we will describe in a subsequent chapter. Second, determine exactly what you intend to give in return for the money you desire. There is no such reality as something for nothing. Third, establish a definite date when you intend to possess the money you desire. Fourth, create a definite plan, which in particular, Lisa just showed us and expanded to us, a definite plan in carrying out your desire, and begin at once, whether you are ready or not, to put this plan into action. Good example of this. I'm not fit enough to go to the gym. I'm not fit enough to go and play that game. It's that thing of well, you're never going to be fit enough because you're always going to make an excuse. If that's the excuse you make, you've just got to get in there and do it, and you will become fit enough. So there you go, back to my personal trainer days there. So we can all blame Joanna for that one. And then number 5 here, write out a clear, concise statement of the amount of money you intend to acquire. Name the time limit for its acquisition. State what you intend to give in return for the money, and describe clearly the plan through which you intend to accumulate it. Now, the key here to that is write out a clear, write out. So when we put it to paper, that's where we start really communicating with the universe, or whatever you want to call it, God, Allah, Buddha, whoever it may be for you. 6th, read your written statement aloud twice daily, once just before retiring at night and once after arising in the morning. As you read, and this is all in capitals now, as you read, see and feel and believe you're self already in possession of the money. So Lisa touched on something last week on the Gold Star call, but Napoleon just spoke about it then. Already see yourself there. It's not going to be by December the 31st, I want to have achieved. You're not already there. You're still striving for it. So the way it would be is, it is now December the 31st, and I have awoken knowing I have achieved the desire I set 5 months ago. Now, what that's doing is it's taking you into the future, and you're now starting to embody that emotion and what it feels like. You're starting to do what children do incredibly well, and you're activating your imagination faculty. You're starting to really allow that to come in. You're starting to feel into it. And that is what is going to help you connect. If you listen to any of the greats who we call the greats in our time, they'll tell you Law of Attraction by Rhonda Byrne, Bob Proctor, who Lisa's a consultant for, Dr. John DeMartini, all of those people on there saying about the importance of already being there, already seeing it in your life as a reality, not waiting for it to appear. If anyone wants to jump in at any point now, I'm totally open to it. So, if there's something you want to share, because this is a key component of it. Carly.
While I'm listening to you, all I'm thinking is all of those components come back to I believe.
What about, Carly? I've been being a bit pulled of late. I was very forward with constantly I believe, but what about I have faith? What about activating that desire, that's the faith aspect?
I accept.
I accept.
It's full faith.
Just with continuing to read through Napoleon's wording, it's really starting to hit me fairly hard and deep, and it's resonating. So there's no right or wrong, but it's certainly, I've started shifting and going, I have faith you are well is how I communicate to people. Not I hope you are well. I have faith you are well. If you don't, let me know. But I have faith you are well.
Yeah, I like that.
So that's it, because that way I'm sending the energy of wellness, of good health. That prosperity is my intention behind what I do. Is there anybody else who would like to share, Lisa?
Yeah, just on that, what Bob says is that it must be a belief, not a mere wish or hope. So we can look at the belief, and I'm with you, Martin. I'm a big believer that it's I have faith. But when we believe, and I talk about it as knowing, knowledge in here, and knowing in here. And when you get the knowing here in your heart, then you have the belief, you have the faith. But until you do that, it's just a belief that it might be possible. It's not a belief that you have already achieved it. So belief and faith can be interlinked, and I totally get where you're coming from, Martin, but the first thing is to make sure that you believe it has happened rather than believe it or just hoping that it's going to happen. So again, it comes back to the present tense. You know, we have to act as though it has already happened. And that doesn't mean going out and spend lots of money that you haven't got, but it means thinking as though it's already happened. And I changed my goals a while back to my ultimate goal is to be earning more than $80,000 a month in my business. And I changed my goals from that to becoming the person who earns more than $80,000 a month in my business. And that has shifted something it's very subtle. It's a very subtle shift, but it has shifted a lot. Because I now believe I can be the person that can earn that rather than that's what I'm going to get.
Yeah.
And for me, it's the journey, and this is what Mark talks about in his Million Millionaires. It's not about having a million millionaires. It's about who those people become on the journey to becoming millionaires. Yeah. So for me, it's far more important to become the person who can earn more than $80,000 a month than to earning $80,000 a month. It's that person I need to become. So my focus is on that, and that helps me with the faith, the belief, because I'm working on me, not on an external circumstance.
Yeah. Beautifully shared. And Robert Kiyosaki talked about that in Rich Dad Poor Dad, and said that when he actually had built a $1 million business and it collapsed and he lost everything, he had the option to go bankrupt or to start again. And he said, I think his rich dad had said to him, or something had said to him, that if you can build a business or an income to over $1 million, you are a $1 million earner. You have the mindset to do that. Therefore, go out and do it. It's different for somebody who wins the lottery and becomes a millionaire and then goes and blows it because they didn't have that and they didn't grow and evolve with that. That's why the importance and the focus that we always come back to is, it's not about the money. The money is a byproduct. The money wants to come in, but it's about you, because at the end of the day, there's some people who are very, very rich and financially, but you know what? Are they a good human being? How do you feel when you walk away from them? Would you cry at their funeral? Like, these are important questions to be contemplating around the growth. Money is just an energy. And the problem with it is most people are attracted to it because they are not dealing with their own growth. Money's of value if you know where it's going to go once again. So those people like Tony Robbins, who I think it's millions of people now he feeds who are homeless. You know, there's so many organizations and charities that a lot of these people are financially wealthy, have created and invest millions of dollars into to give back. So that if we start to get clear, and you know, right now we Jim Rohn actually said this to me years ago and said, 10% of everything you earn, you give away to charity. And he said, 10 cents of the dollar doesn't seem that much. But you try and get $100,000 from somebody who's earned $1 million, it's all of a sudden a lot of money. But when you're doing it, starting at 10 cents in the dollar, it just becomes part of what you do. And that's what we do. We have a charity where mine goes to UNICEF. It goes in there. I choose where I want it to go. And we give away we give 10 cents based on that, because we're receiving constantly. And once again, if you're clear on where it's going to go, it's able to come in. Wayne Dyer, when he did the Tao, when he lived by the Tao, he gave everything away. All his books, everything away. He even gave away his medical degree or whatever it was. And he thought, oh, I shouldn't have given that away. My kids may have wanted that. And he said, no, the kids wouldn't probably have wanted that at all. But he said that what ended up happening was, when he looked at his bookshelf years later, he had more books and the same books. Everything had come back in abundance because of giving. But it was very clear on why he was giving it away, to serve and grow himself, to add more value to the world. And more comes back. And it may be hard to absorb that right now, or feel that way right now. But that's the truth when you truly step into that clarity of desire and alignment based on my experience. So is there anybody else that would like to share? Or anything that's coming up for anybody? Because I'm happy to go and share my desire if anybody wants to go first before me. I accept and this is also a decision to step. Absolutely, Carly. Okay, right. Well, I'll share because I wrote mine out. I've been playing with it the last couple of days, and I wrote mine out once we managed to stop driving. So notice the language, people. Okay, I'm not better than you. I'm just empowering you to just be aware of the language, and Lisa will pull me up, whether it be on this call or the other call, and help me grow in other areas. She's pulling me up because of love, because she challenges me to become better. So today is the 31st of December 2021, and I am grateful to have awoken knowing I will be finalizing all repayments of borrowed money for the items which have helped me live my life in accordance with my desires. Over the past 5 months, $222,770.12 has landed into my bank account in large quantities from multiple sources, which has helped me pay back all borrowed capital. This earned money has come to me through aligned means, all thanks to taking committed, aligned action towards the service for myself and others. Thanks to living my life in accordance with my values, I have been able to experience a more fulfilled life, which has resulted in my vibration being raised. This has had a positive effect on my relationships with like-minded people, my attitude toward life, my personal growth, my social life, both offline and online, my career, the connection with my family, and my financial growth. The amount of money I received came through my commitment to services rendered in the form of regular masterclasses and masterminds, the growth of my personal brands via social media platforms through sharing my truth, connecting with people I know and others I meet online, and through sharing the ways I help people both grow and earn. Over the course of the 5 months since creating my desire, my Enagic business and Your Kangen Water Guy brand has grown significantly through my willingness to share the value with people across the world. My efforts have brought into my bank account $102,770.12, and through my initial and ongoing efforts, it continues to bring in more money. Through my faith and commitment to creating a community so powerful, it attracts people from across the world. My YDS and NG business has personally enrolled 2,400 people into the NG Vault, helping them receive the exact value they needed to personally grow and to earn. Through my efforts and commitment to YDS and NG, I have earned a minimum of $120,000, which will continue to pay me a minimum of $120,000 per month. My desire to pay back money borrowed in order to become financially free has resulted in more money flowing into my bank accounts. This has created a strong foundation I can and will continue to build upon for future desires as I personally evolve and look to make a larger impact across the world. As I start the new year tomorrow, every person who has chosen to align with me will continue to receive my value in areas previously mentioned. They will personally grow their own NG businesses, and strive toward achieving their desired success. Over the past 5 months, I have grown into a stronger and well-respected leader because I chose to live my life in accordance with my values, expressing myself openly to others and being clear as to my heading. All of my businesses are growing exponentially, creating more streams of income through positively impacting the lives of others. I have attracted and continue to attract people who are committed to achieving their desired success and working alongside me from a place of consciousness. I have faith in knowing I have the ability to serve their needs whilst also serving my own. O divine providence, I ask not for more riches, but more wisdom, with which to make wiser use of the riches I received at birth, consisting in the power to control and direct my own mind to whatever ends I desire. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So there's mine that I went to. Thank you. That's mine that I went to, and just it's been a process. It's been a process.
and that is because it makes me look small because I just answered the questions as they were, and then play around with them. But just one point that I'd like to bring up, Martin, and I was guilty of that as well. I have it written down and I didn't say it. Is that although Hill talks about being specific, I really recommend always putting more than or a minimum of, because otherwise we're capping it at that. And the universe, there is so much more out there. It is unlimited. And yet when we say, oh, this is what I'm what I'm after, then we are limiting it to that, when in fact the universe could have something far greater in mind for us. So yes, be specific, have a number, just make sure that it's a minimum of or greater than. Yeah. And that way you're then opening the door for more to come in, should it want to, of course. Should you allow it to?
I just went through it then, and I noticed right at the beginning I didn't do it, but throughout further down I did. So, and I know we changed that first line because we actually had got the figure wrong. so I changed it just before the call. I'm trying to reword it, and it didn't make sense. So, but thank you for picking up on that. But does anybody have? Sorry.
I did the same myself. It wasn't picking up on you. It's just something that comes up for a lot of us, is we limit ourselves, and there really is no need to limit ourselves. The abundance is all around us.
Yeah, fantastic. So does anybody have any questions who maybe hasn't shared yet, or comments or concerns or anything like that that they'd like to bring up? Because this is there's no better time than right now. Veronica.
That was amazing, Martin.
Oh, thank you. All compliments.
I just want to know why you were so specific with the amounts to not just round them up. We went through everything that we have borrowed, so the capital we've borrowed to this point, and we got that number when we got there felt. And there's also money that we've earned to support the lifestyle and so on. We incorporated everything in there, and it felt right. When I landed on it on the calculator and I saw the 222, I was like, yes, thank you, because I'm a big. Some of you may have seen me kiss and say thank you to the angels before, because it said 555 on the time here. So I'm a big one on the numbers, and it just felt, when I saw it, it felt right, like for me. So I decided not to round it up. However, when I started to break it down, how is that money going to come in what areas? I actually went through and broke down exactly what we'd earned. So I have a sheet here with loads of different things on what we're earning based on people doing it and how I want to help them achieve and so on. So there's far more money coming in on that. That's why I did say further down, it's minimum, because I know there's more coming. But I also know that. And so there's the answer to your question. I could keep going. Yeah. As an accountant, is that why you're like, ooh? Yeah, I don't know. Well, when I wrote mine out, I somehow missed the memo about doing it for 5 months, and I'd done mine ages ago. So it's like, yeah, I've already done it, because I set it for 30th of June 2022. And the people who are on the call with me Wednesday morning, Carly, and Julie know that I had set a stupid amount of money because I just thought the universe is going to provide. And then when I tried to re-engineer how I'm going to get there, and my current paradigm is not going to get me there by a long shot. So that was a bit depressing. But when I did a process on myself that night and woke up in the morning and came back to, yes, it's just I don't know how it's going to happen yet, but I'll keep applying myself, and I'm going to keep learning and shifting, and it will happen, kind of thing.
Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah, but it is quite the way that you put it all out like that. Yeah, makes me think I'm going to rework it for the 5 months and be a bit more specific with how it's coming in.
I have a question.
Sorry, Eva, yeah?
No, please continue. I will ask later.
I was just going to say, when I wrote it out before the call, and I walked over to because we're at a caravan park, for those who don't know, when I walked over to the toilet block and came back, I actually saw that figure, that amount in my bank account. Like I could visually see all that. I was in it, and I could see all the people who I was helping within NG. So I said to Carly on another call last week, I'll have helped 100 people join the NG Vault to be receiving the value.
if you listen to what I said in there, that was just last week. I just 240 times it. 2,400 people. And I was twitchy last week at 100 people. And what I asked myself the question was, am I capable of bringing in, so introducing 2,400 people to the value of the NG Vault? And for a moment, I was sat there going, I'm not sure how I'm going to do it. But the other question that I asked myself said, would I like to help 2,400 people receive the value of all the other members and so on in the NG Vault? And the answer was without hesitation, yes. So I knew that all I needed to do was figure out a way to do it. Because I already said that's it. I can see it. I'm going to do it. I don't know how right now, but I'm going to do it. Because I know that come December the 31st, to be able to look into the community and see all those people receiving value and personally growing and striving towards their desires clear as day. Wow, I'm able to look back and go, I helped create that. They chose to take the action and move forward, but I helped create that. What a blessing.
Yeah.
Anybody else? Hey, Eva, I know you said you had a question to ask.
Yeah, because I think Lisa said something about becoming the person who can earn whatever amount of money you want to earn or get. Becoming a person, it's interesting because this morning when we had this session, you talked about feeling worth of earning this money. Because you see, as you can see, I'm very old and I have been learning and learning and learning and trying to become the kind of person I wanted to become, but never become a person who was worth earning a certain amount of money. This was just a different world, completely different world for me. So I wonder what precisely, apart from a mindset, which is so crucial, well, in my case, what precisely do you mean by becoming the person who is worth earning this money?
Okay, so this comes back to belief and faith. Eva? I'm sorry, is it Eva or Eva?
Any. I respond to everything.
Okay. Because many of us, everything is energy, is vibration. Okay. Now, somebody who earns 30,000 a year is on a different vibration than somebody who earns 100,000 a year. I'm just throwing those figures out. Okay. Now, Bob talks about a thermostat, and his first question is, what is the most you've ever earned in a year? Because that will tell him what you are capable of earning, according to your thermostat. So your thermostat is, your set point, Martin. So your thermostat, if we look at the thermostat in the room, okay, hot or cold, it doesn't matter. It's set at, say, 22 degrees. Okay, somebody opens the door or the windows and it goes up or down depending which part of the world you're living in. Okay, you don't have to do anything, and the thermostat will bring the temperature back to 22 degrees. Okay, you don't have to do anything. If you want a different temperature in the room, you have to change your thermostat. You have to put it down to 20 or up to 24 or whatever you want. And this is where even most of us don't do this. We do not change our thermostat. And this is the belief that I can be this. So for most people, the most they've ever earned is the most they'll ever earn until they change the thermostat, because their thermostat is set at that amount. Yeah, they might get a little bit extra each year because of inflation, but they're going to be in the same bracket. We've got to change that thermostat, and that is through believing that you are the person that you want to become.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Yes. Yes.
Remember, when you set your thermostat, Eva, the temperature doesn't change straight away. Yes, it's busy working at it, but it doesn't suddenly go from 20 to 22 or 20 to 24. There's a period of time before it reaches that temperature. But once that's set, and Martin gave a brilliant example there, and somebody else put 100 and then 1,000. I started off at 5,000 a month and then went up to 80,000. But I did it in increments because my thermostat shifted.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, and I think this is an important point, Martin, if I can just speak to this, is that we have this thing, oh yeah, $100 a month, 100 or whatever, you know, a big amount of money, but the belief isn't there. Sometimes we need to scale it back to something we can do.
Yes.
So I scaled it back all the way to 5,000, which I had done before, but I scaled it back to there, and then it automatically went up to 100. 10,000. And from there, it went straight from 10 to 50. But it wasn't a conscious choice. It was just somebody asked me what my goal was, and I said, where did that come from? My thermostat had shifted. And this is what Martin said last week. It was this, and then he times it by 200 or whatever it was, he times it by. He shifted his thermostat.
Yeah.
So it's really important that we have the belief, because if we don't have the belief, it doesn't matter how much work you do, you are not going to be successful. And if you do manage to achieve your goal, you will lose it.
Yes.
I'll say that again. If you do manage to achieve your goal without shifting your paradigm, your thermostat, you will lose your goal. We only have to look around to see how often that happens. So the goal is not the goal. The goal is to become the person. And that includes changing your thermostat. I hope that helps.
Yeah.
Beautiful share, Lisa.
Thank you very much. That's what I needed to hear.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a great share. And things aren't as hard as we've been led to believe. They really aren't. And you know, Eva and I had a great conversation, and Eva said, you know, for many years she's given and given and given, but her finances don't show the amount of value she's given, which is many of us are guilty of. And please understand that even though a lot of the talk and communication on this call has been around money, if any of us have any level of negativity towards it, what are we doing to that energy that wants to come in? We're pushing it away. I remember I'm not a big reader. Okay, until several years ago, I hadn't read a book since I left school, and the first book I was given, told to read, and I'm saying told to read, was the Celestine Prophecy by a lady who's a lawyer in a networking group. She said, "This is your story. This is your life. Please read it." And I said, "But I haven't read a book since I left school." And she said, "Just promise me you'll read a page a day." Well, I started that night and I couldn't put it down. I was 20 pages in. It was like I was reading my life. And I'm going through reading this, and it was just that the information was phenomenal. And exactly what was happening in that book, apart from I wasn't traveling, I think it was through Portugal, was happening in my life. Like there was a girl that I was in a kind of a relationship with, and I wanted more. But I also knew that if I got into it, I wasn't going to be fulfilling what I wanted to also do as a grander desire. And I was being torn. And I'm reading this and I'm going, oh, how can this be? Like I'm reading my own story. And then I saw her a few weeks later and she said, "Oh, so you finished the book?" And I said, "Why'd you ask that?" And she said, "Because the way you're behaving and you're communicating." I said, "No, I can't get past chapter 8, or I think it was." And she went, "Wow, I'm sure, I would have sworn that you finished it." I said, "No." And when I read the rest of the book, that last chapter, it made sense why she was thinking like that, the way that I was showing up. So that thing of being open and to really letting things to come in, and knowing that when you look at the desires and break it down, I spoke about paying all of the borrowed money back. But what I also spoke about was the numbers the people that I need to help, the amount of people I need to help. So what I'm actually looking at is the money will come. The money is a byproduct of me helping those 2,400 people, of me showing up and doing the masterminds. So my goals, in my opinion, my goals become, and I'll get to you, Ryan, I've seen your hand up. I just want to share this. My goals become very clear as to what I'm striving for. And one of the things that, this is why I encourage everybody who really values their own personal growth and wants to move forward, why I say to everybody, access the abundance game. Because the great thing about the abundance game here, and we can see there's a bit of a gap, that's where I didn't have signal for a week, but I track my aligned action. I track what am I doing each day to make sure I am on track towards achieving my goals. And when I'm on track towards achieving my goals, I'm on track to achieving my grander desire. And all I have to do is check in here. So today, I'm going to scroll down to Masterminds Facilitation. And please understand that my goals, which is my list here, I need to update them because I've smashed some of them out of the park. But I'm going to be doing 3 hours of calls today. And I've already done several calls throughout the day. So I can log that my masterminds that I facilitated that are aligned with my goals and my desire are now tracked. So when I log into this and I show up, I'm able to see, hey, how have I been performing? Where am I out of alignment? Where am I not showing up? And ask myself those questions. Martin, what happened to Monday? Well, Monday, I went out in nature and I was hugging a tree and enjoying a waterfall. Well, that is fun, believe it or not, that is actually tracked because one of my goals is to get into nature because I know it serves me. And if it serves me, it fills my cup, my vibration is higher, and therefore I'm able to be of grander service to the people that I want to connect with. Does that make sense? Ryan?
I had an epiphany. First off, I love being in this group because it inspires me. Each and every one of you that are on this call inspire me, no matter if you're leading the conversation or this is your first time in here. You are an inspiration to myself, and I just want to throw that out to let you know that it is important and you are valued. But for me, going through my process and going through my journey, for everyone that's on here, currently I'm in the military. I'm going to be getting out next year. And the thing that I'm always met with, everyone in the military is always asking me, okay, what are you going to do when you get out? What is your plan? And constantly I've come up with friction because I haven't been able to tell them the how. And I love that in this community and on this call, you guys aren't talking about the how, you're talking about believing in what's to come. I don't know my how. For me, my how is my journey, but I do know that I will be successful. I do know that I will make it to Australia. And I do know that I will be successful upon getting there. I just don't know how. And part of the journey is getting to that how. And I love the fact that you guys are inspiring me and telling me that it's not about the how, it's about just believing in getting there. And I'm so excited. And I'm so glad to be a part of a community that embraces that.
Beautiful share, mate, and thank you for choosing to show up and be a part of this call, because it's very easy to not click that join button. So just as easy as it's to click it, it's also easy not to click it. And you choosing to be here, mate, just to be here with your energy and presence is helping elevate the level of consciousness within the group. So the fact you also verbally contribute with your value is phenomenal. And that's what it's about. That's what it's about, people. It's about us coming together. And it doesn't matter where you are on your path. There's a lady who's not on the call tonight, and her and I know each other, and she's had a few challenges with her own self-worth and not feeling that she contributes, and she feels that she's in a way inferior to the level that we're at and the communication we have. And I've just encouraged her to keep showing up. And it's amazing what she shares after the calls of what she received. And literally just before this call, she actually messaged me and said, I've just chosen to join the membership so that I can be on the higher level call afterwards where we're going to do all the plan, because I know that I need to step up now. I know that I really need to go up to that level and be surrounded by. And it's not that the people on this call aren't good enough or anything like that by any means. It's just that the communication raises a bit more. We get more into the details, the finer things, the specifics, as Lisa shared before, which it's great to help people get a level of clarity. But then when you start diving and when you know where it's all coming from and you start really, really getting deeper, the confidence you get from having that clarity is you're untouchable. And what does that do? That gives you the belief. That's where the belief is coming, because you're getting the clear and you know that, hey, do you know what? This person who's over in, where are you at the moment? I'm just going to use Lisa as an example, or leverage Lisa as an example. Where are you at the moment, Lisa? Sweden?
Yeah, in Sweden.
This Lisa Bowen, the mindset alchemist who's in Sweden, who I've just met tonight, has helped me get clear on my desire. Therefore, I'm ready to start striving forward. Like, think of the power of that. But what it comes back down to, and we covered this so incredibly well on last week's call, came down to you making a decision. Carly knows all about this because Carly kept bringing it up. Carly loved the call last week. Decision, decision, decision. Everything. The reason why we're here, reason why we're all here, I made a decision to facilitate a call. I made a decision to press start, create the event, invite as many people as I could. But the truth of the matter is, you made a decision to help this call be as productive as it is, because without it, it would have just been me reading my desire to myself. Again. And I'm only empowering myself if I'm not sharing it with other people. So that's the importance of being around. And the powerful thing, and I encourage everyone to see this, there's going to be people who you live with, who you work with, who maybe you're in a business with, an online business, a network marketing business, whatever it would be. There's going to be people who you're surrounded by. And many of them will be speaking the same language in every single day, which then limits our growth because we get in a place where we're comfortable. The reason why I like to dive in with people from other different walks of life, whether they're employees with a value of personal growth, whether they're business owners, a traditional network marketing, whatever it is because the conversations are different. I don't want to talk every day about the business that I'm involved in. Now, that might surprise some of you who know what I do, but hey, I get more value in speaking to people who aren't in that, because it means that I'm having different conversations which are impacting my life, helping me grow in life, and therefore I'm able to communicate via listening and verbally to people to help make a larger impact. That's why I choose to be here where I am. Carly.
I was just touching on when you said your clarity, like you're here by yourself, you're talking to yourself. You think you're getting your clarity. Well, you are if you're tapping into your intuition, but then we come into a group like this and we're all sharing our little pieces when we feel the pull to share or the inspiration, and we're getting our own clarity in the sharing, but we also get our own clarity because in the sharing, someone else gets a piece of their clarity awaken, then they share, and then the next person gets a piece and they share. And in that contribution and collaboration of 3 different people sharing, just by one moment in your sharing that inspired that person that tapped into theirs, they then collaborate. We all get to bring it in together and grow together. And that's why Martin loves these masterminds so much, and so do I, because it's not about just the business and it's not just about personal growth. It's about connection, collaboration, getting your clarity in that decision. And you can't do that without each one of us hearing each other and hearing yourself from another. There's power in it, and that's why we're all here.
Beautiful share, Carly, as always. Dropping bombs. Carly bombs going off everywhere. Boo, 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 boo. Fantastic. I love it. there's for those people who are wanting to be involved in the next call, and we've set around like the other level. So it's basically in the NG software where you can access that, and you can come in as what we call a gold star member, or you can choose to be involved in the vault, which is basically like Netflix for personal growth. And you just choose the area, the mastermind, the masterclass around any topic that serves you, and you get involved in that, like this call right here and now. So it's a free membership for those who want to come in as a free and access those goal setting tools, which I encourage every single person to do. And the reason why I do that is because I use them and I know the value it's had in my life. But for those people who want to invest in themselves, who want to contribute to a further growth, giving their value as well as receiving value, then there is that higher level of membership that you can choose to go to, just to drop that in. So I know that we've done to the 45-minute mark. Is there anything anybody wants to share? Maybe somebody who hasn't spoken yet that wants to either say what they've received from this, whatever they're thinking, or has it motivated anybody? Is anybody feeling disempowered or confused? Please, the floor is yours.
Very, very empowered. Thank you.
You're welcome, Eva. Kate.
I don't know where I'm headed or what direction I'm going in. I know I was never in it for the money. I've been in places in the world where money is not really important, and my health is very important. So I get sick when people throw numbers at me, so I just switch off, because to be alive is the biggest gift for me and the biggest wealth for me. So I get quite angry quite easily with incompetence and you know, people that think that they can just have all the riches in the world through wealth in money. So I shut down and I try to steer away from people like that. And I guess you could say I'm sort of a hippie sometimes, or a bit of a nomad. But what I'm doing is huge, and it's the biggest challenge I've done in my life. Yet what I'm getting through the growth and the people I've met through this, the Noble Goldman and Your Desired Success, is amazing, lovely, gentle, kind, understanding, empathetic people. There's been a few that have told me off, but that's okay. They've got to grow their own way. So I respect that. But basically, I am homeschooling my kids. I have conquered my dream pretty much. I am doing it as we speak. I'm traveling around Australia with my 2 little kids, and I'm homeschooling them, and they are learning so much, and we are capturing beautiful sunsets and sunrises and waterfalls, and we are learning so much. And love and happiness for me is watching a beautiful sunset go down, and that's me being alive, and that is wealth to me. So, you know, everyone has a different desire of success, but I feel like I've reached it, and right now I'm in the midst of it. Emotions are going wild. The reality is hitting me hard, but I'm sort of angry one day and happy the next, but overwhelmingly happy mostly. So I've gotten heaps out of this. This has been a great journey, and I really, really appreciate everyone that's helped me and supported me. And I hope that I can in return help and support and give that enthusiasm back. And yeah, I just wanted to say, like, Ryan, thank you to everyone, because you're all helping me, and I hope that I'm helping in return. Cheers.
Yeah, beautiful share, Kate. And just before you mute yourself, hang on, you haven't got away yet. I'm just curious to know, with what you were saying there, and you and I have had a conversation around like the money, and I had said to you that, you know, you could create your own foundation, your own charity, which I know you got quite excited about, and it really opened you, expanded the vision there. But how do you feel with with the challenges that you had, and I know that there was other people who were very forward in your past that have been very rude around money and stuff towards you, but how do you feel with what's been shared today on today's call?
Just excuse me, I'm very tired. I've been up since 4 a.m. and I was very excited. I don't know, I think I saw the message this morning and I just jumped on board of creating and building and making videos and whatnot. And then, you know, taking care of the kids and making sure they get their swimming and their turtle feeding and all of their adventures. It's been a long day. But basically, there's been a lot of talk of money, so I've switched off a bit. You know, you said the goal setting tools, which I'm going to look into. I think structure is important, and I've been struggling to find the time, but I think I'm still in a personal development stage, yet I'm achieving my goal and my desire and my dreams. Sorry. So I'm going to read the Think and Grow Rich again. I have read heaps of books. So Rich Dad, Poor Dad was the last one I read. And since reading that, I've been looking at investing. So I've been looking at land and investments. Be careful who you share your desires with was huge. Last week when I shared some stuff, a few people reached out and it made me feel stupid, really, really stupid. So I shut down and I've hidden under that rock for the last week. I've been tagged a lot and it looks like I may have to go into witness protection. And there's been a few tags that I don't know what's going on. I keep shutting down my page and I keep opening it up. But in all of it, I am so grateful. I am so grateful because it's helped me to find love in myself and appreciate myself with the affirmations, with the dreams, Wayne Dyer and his quotes, all the quotes and the business building side of it with the support. Everyone that I follow on Facebook is just full of positivity and love and respect and humbleness and kindness. And it's immensely beautiful. And it's great to know that there's good people out there. It's really, really great. And that has been a huge thing for me because when I started this, I met some nasty pasties. And they were most of them.
You started working online, not in this community, you mean?
No, not in this community. No, not at all. You guys, I loved your motto, do unto others as you'd want done unto yourself. Huge for me. Like-minded people.
Thank you for sharing there, Kate. And just so everyone's aware, Kate's had a very, very rough ride online. A lot of bullying and attacking. So when we connected, it was about making sure she was in a safe space where she can comfortably and confidently share and work through what she's going through. But knowing that we're here to support her. So, and that's the same for anybody and everybody in the community, is that we're here to basically support the best we can. But once again, it takes us showing up to be able to be seen, to be heard, to then be able to receive the value of others. And the one thing that I learned when not long after I'd come out of the mental hospital and went on the spiritual retreat and all those kinds of things to help me get back, be reborn. It was a rebirth that took place. I didn't get back to who I was, a bounce beyond that. Was don't turn away somebody offering to give their services and their value, because when they choose to give, they are filling their cup in helping you. And when you choose to turn it away, you're actually taking that energy and that feeling away from them, was what I was told. And I always believed, believe it or not, I was very shy growing up. I know that's hard to accept, but I was very shy growing up. And I always said no, because I always felt like I was taking from people. I think Eva shared this earlier on. I always felt like I was taking from people. But really what I was actually doing was stopping them from allowing to give to me, and they wanted to give to me. So when I was doing that and unconsciously doing it, what am I saying to the universe? No, 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 I'm fine. I don't need it. But I know that my 3 core values are gratitude, connection, and experience. Every single one of them is from a place of giving and receiving. So if that's the way I choose to live and show up in the world, it's no wonder why all of you beautiful people are coming together, why I'm meeting more and more people on a daily basis who want to evolve, who want to become more, who want to make a greater impact in the world. And we can achieve it. But it goes back to that thing of we've got 2 decisions. And like Tony Robbins says, things happen in a moment. It's a decision that changes things. Yes, there can be years of things that build up, but it's that decision to say things are going to change from this point. That decision to click the button and join the call. I guarantee in this 90 minutes we've spent together, you have grown. I guarantee it. There's no way you can't. There's no way you cannot absorb this vibration, this information, and not have grown, not be able to deal with a situation in your life better than you did before this call. You all now have heard something around desire. You all have heard the shares, and now we have the decision to make whether we're going to utilize that and we're going to start implementing it to create that spiritual understanding. That's all it comes down to, in my opinion. And it's only my opinion. It's not eternal truth. It's just my opinion. So with that, ladies and gents, I'd like to say thank you to each and every one of you for choosing to show up, help make this call what it exactly is. We have 5 minutes until we're getting on the next call. If anybody does want to jump on the next call, please let the person who brought you in to here know. And you can come on with us if you wish to. But I look forward to speaking to you all. Remember, same time next week, 90 minutes ago we started, so 5:30 Australian Western Standard Time. We start every Thursday night, my time. Okay, wonderful. Enjoy your evening, day, wherever you are in the world. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. Thanks a lot.